Hi. What's up, gang? We're back at it today with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Road to Worlds event guiding. Once again, Konami has gratefully asked us to be your guide to the Road to Worlds event because they loved it oh so very much the first time. They loved it oh so very much the first time that we are doing it once again. So we're back today doing the Road to Worlds event and everything you need to know about it. So like if you saw the first segment, you kind of have an idea of how this is gonna go. But we are back in our corporate office, you might say. Decent, Trish. Dang, just decent. Dang, I thought we were doing fresh. Thought we were doing very fresh. But thank you guys. But we are back because we are business professional. We are, nice and freshened up here in the corporate office. As once again, oh, it's over here. I've hung up my I heart Konami poster. Heart my Konami poster. So we are back in the office. We are still, it's still Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2023. So we are going to be here to once again explain everything to you guys. You're looking fine. Thank you, Tempest. Thank you. Mwah. Mwah. There's something wrong with my head. Yeah, I know. There's no hat on it. Since we're in the corporate office here with for Konami today, we can't be coming in with the hat. We have to be a little bit more business professional. And while I say that, allow me to just hide my water bottle real quick. I think it was the backside, so it's fine. I'm just going to make this nice and nondescript for legal purposes. Nice and nondescript water. Can I have one of those I Heart Konami posters? No. You could never love Konami as much as I do, so no. However, you could make your own I Heart Konami poster with paper and a crayon or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, new merchandise. I heart Konami. Our first merchandise ever. The I Heart Konami. But anyway, I've brought back everybody's favorite tool for the stream. Paper. I know that this is really big. I know that this is really a big thing for you guys. I know you guys love the paper. So I will once again be using the paper to explain. And remember, chat, there was no test last time. I told you there was going to be a test. This time is the test. We are going to be testing you on your knowledge of the Road to Worlds event at the end of the day. I have prepared lots of questions, and I promise I will not be making them up on the fly. I promise very, very much I will not be making them up on the fly, and I have definitely put a lot of thought into preparing these questions. So let's begin. What is the Road to Worlds event? What is the Road to Worlds event? Well, the Road to Worlds event is your chance. Don't mind the camera exposure. It helps with the green screen. Anyway, it is your chance to participate in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 2023 World Championships for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Now, how do you qualify? You might ask, Mr. Trishula, how do you qualify for the Yu-Gi-Oh! 2023 World Championship for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel? And I say to you, dear chatter, it's very simple. You just simply have to play in the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2023 event in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, which is going on right now. And it started last week when we did this the first time. It started, I think, on the 15th of May. So it's exactly, chat. It's that easy. It is that easy. Ain't no way that it's that easy. But guess what? It is. It is. All you have to do is just play Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and you could go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Worlds. So how do you go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Worlds? Well, if you go into Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, you will find that there is a new event. And in this event, you have the ability, by reaching Duelist level max or Duelist level 20, to participate in the Stage 2 regional qualifiers. So we're going to write this down. Step 1. Step 1. I really should have kept the paper from last time. I don't know why I didn't do that. Those are really good notes. Stage 1 is going on right now. Stage 1. Get to Duelist level maximum. AKA, what number, chat? This is your test. This is your test. First question, what number is Duelist level max, chat? What number? This is a pop quiz. 42 is the wrong answer. You failed. No, it's not 23. Draco Pals, the first to get it in chat. Draco Pals, fantastic name, by the way. 20 is correct. That's right. That's right. So stage 1. Oh gosh. When I hold up the paper, it distorts reality. So I'm gonna put the paper down here a little bit. Hold on. That's kind of fun. Anyway, stage 2, Duelist level maximum is 20. That's the answer. That's the answer. Perfect. The office isn't real. The office is very real. This is just very powerful paper. This is just very powerful paper. Please maintain your suspension of disbelief. Okay, so what happens once you reach Duelist level 20? Well, you qualify for stage 2. So I'm gonna write down stage 2. When does stage 2 begin? Stage 2 begins, I believe, on May 25th. Let me double check that. Let me check the notes. Let me check notes. I have to check tape. Yes, it starts on the 25th. I knew my stuff and that's why they request us to come back into the office, is because we know our stuff, chat. It's on the 25th. It's on the 25th. So, stage 2, 25. 25. Stage 2 on the 25. So you remember that. No, not the 24th. Chat, you're failing the test. This is 90% of your final grade in the Trishula TTV course. Do not fail the test. No, it's not the 29th. No, but it is good that you say the 29th, because the day before the 29th is the last day of the event. So this event goes from the 25th to the 28th. That's stage 2. Stage 2 is 25th to 28th of the current month. That is May 25th to 28th. So if you go in on the 29th and you're like, okay, I want to go to World Championship, it is time to play in World Championship, and then you say, oh no, it ended yesterday, I am going to lose and I don't get to go to Master Duel Worlds. So do not make that mistake. Very important. Stage 3 on the 32nd. No, there is no stage 3 on the 32nd of May, June. There is no stage 3. So, okay, very good. Very good. Now that we have figured this out. But you may have heard me refer to these as regional qualifiers. These are regional qualifiers. So here's how this works. Once you're in stage 2, everyone gets sorted into region by category. This is based on where you exist. So wherever you are, your region is determined wherever you are. So currently I am in my corporate office located inside of my normal office in Chicago, which is in North America. So I would be playing in the North American region. Why does this matter? Well, multiple people from multiple regions get to go to Master Duel World Championship qualifier thingy in 2023. And they take, for the most part, I believe it is the number one player from each region. I believe North America and Japan specifically take 2. So if you are from Japan or you are from North America, you have to be in the top 2 players in your region. But what's what is important, also, it might be true for Europe as well, actually. I don't remember. I'll get back to you. Anyway. Anyway, so if you are in one of the regions where it's top 2, you have first or second place and you get to go to Worlds. If you are in another region, it is number 1 in your region, but you only play against other people from your region. So if you are in Europe and I am here in corporate office land in North America, we are not going to play each other in the event. We don't meet. We're not competing against each other. Here's the fun part, though. Here's the fun part. If you are the most skillful duelist and you do get that coveted first or potentially second place slot, you are allowed to invite 2 other players who also participated in the Master Duel regional qualifiers to join you at the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2023 as a part of your team. Because guess what, chat? Guess what? This is a team event at Worlds. It's solo play when you go into Master Duel. So when you play Master Duel, you just play normally. It's just, everything is normal. It's solo. You just la-di-da, you know, you solo play the Yu-Gi-Oh! You play your cards, etc., etc. But once you qualify and you go to Worlds, you will be playing in a team event at Worlds. It is a 3v3 team event at the World Championship. So you are allowed to invite 2 other players who participated in that regional qualifier to come with you. So that is your incentive to play, even if you don't think that you are the number 1 bestest duelist of all time. You can still go to Worlds, because guess what? If you know the number 1 bestest duelist of all time, they might say, hey, guess what? I want you to come with me. And then you get to go and play in the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship qualifier, or not qualifier, qualified of 2023. So that is your incentive, chat. That is your incentive to play in the event. But if you don't even think that you know that person, there's still more incentives for you. But first, we're going to take notes and we are going to put it down on the paper, and then I am going to quiz you. So you better have been taking notes, because the test is coming. The test is coming. So here we go. So stage 2, number 1 in region, or number 2 in big region, go Worlds. If go Worlds, invite. All right, chat. How many players do you get to invite? How many players do you get to invite with you? How many players get to come with you? 9. No, 9 is wrong. Everybody saying 2 in chat is correct. Congratulations. If you said 2, you pass. If you did not say 2, you're now failing the course. Tempest, please ban anybody who said 2 or not 2 in chat. Everybody who said 2 survives, and everyone else, just ban them all. 07, boys. 07. What is considered a region? That is a good question. Let me answer that. So I believe the major regions are North America, South America, Europe, Japan, Asia, like Asia Pacific. So Japan and Asia Pacific, I believe, are separated. And there might be one more. Let me check in game. It might be in game, but you can always type !info, or I believe it's !info or exclamation WCS for more info. So more info is always available to you at !info or WCS. That links straight to Konami's own page regarding the event. So you can always find more information there if there is a question that I do not cover. Okay, what was I doing? Road to Worlds survey version update. Road to Worlds proficiency test. Oh yeah, there's also the proficiency test. Don't forget about the proficiency test. You can that exists. I'm checking. Okay, here we go. I found in-game. So this is also information that you can find in-game in the in-game notification menu. Each region requiring ranking to become a regional representative. Area A is Japan. That takes both first and second place from their region. Area B, Asia, excluding Japan. First place. North America is first and second place. Latin America takes only first place as well. And then the final region, Area E, is the big region for Europe, the Middle East, Oceanics, and also Africa is first and second from that region get to go as well. So if you are in one of those 5 regions, those are the regions you're playing in. So if you're if you are in Latin America or Asia, you have to be Asia, excluding Japan, rather. You have to qualify exactly first. However, every other region takes first and second place. Now, there's another important criteria that I'm quizzing you guys on. What is the important criteria for the players that you invite? They like Oreos. No. It has nothing to do with whether or not they like cookies. They have to be level 20. Close. Maybe. No, they can't play Numeron is also not a criteria. No. So Majin is close. It is close. It is not. I don't know actually if it's that they have to be duelist level 20 or they actually have to play at least one game in the regional qualifiers, which is stage 2. So I believe it's that they have to be that they have to participate in the regional qualifiers. So what I'm going to tell you guys to err on the safe side is even if you qualify, you must play at least one game. That's what I'm going to say. You got to play at least one game. You can't just hit duelist level 20 and dip. You got to play at least one game. So they need to get to regionals and be in your region. Yes. Duin has passed with flying colors. Congratulations. All right. Perfect. We are moving on to the next bit of importantness, which is the next bit of importantness is let us assume that now you do not believe that you, although you are very, very talented, are capable of achieving such an ambitious goal of first or second place in your region, or first place if you are in one of the smaller regions. That's okay. There are still many rewards and incentives for you to participate in this event. So, for that reason, I am going to be now transitioning from the office. Everybody wave bye-bye to the office. Wave bye-bye. Corporate America is going away. Bye-bye. And now, here we are in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel game. Can I invite Tempest because he is French? If he is French and within your region, yes. If he is, just because he is French doesn't mean that you can't invite him if he is not a part of your region. I also do not know whether or not you can cross invite people from other regions. I assume not, but maybe. I don't know. Moving to France right now. I don't know if that's the best life decision for you. However, you know what? Live your life. Can I invite Tempest if he likes capybaras? I'm not sure if liking capybaras is a determinant on whether or not you want him on your team for Worlds, but if that is the determinant that you want to use, go right ahead. Here we go. We are in the game. We are in the game now. So you can see all missions, daily missions, login, dual live, lifetime. Oh, what is this? Road to Worlds campaign and WCS 2023 qualifiers. Now, of course, these say completed on my account because if you are a fan of the stream, you would know that I do play this game quite a lot, and we have been playing this event quite a lot, and we have already finished all of the events, all of the event missions. So allow us to okay, it says no missions in progress. Okay, I can't show it off. That makes me sad. Hold on, pause, technical difficulties, allow me to see. Okay, well, I really thought I'd be able to show this off better this way. Well, anyway, so we're gonna go back to the office. So anyway, we're gonna take out the paper because the paper is helpful, and I am going to illustrate for you what should be there. Allow me to draw you a window of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Everyone say hello to the office. Okay, perfect. So you see here you have your Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Here, I'll draw a little Millennium Puzzle for you. Okay, I've drawn you a Millennium Puzzle, and don't mind reality distorting. It's a very happy Millennium Puzzle. It's a little bit powerful artifact. Just don't worry about it. But anyway, so here you have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel part of your game, and over here on the side, you have your list of all of your missions. Imagine you are looking at your missions. Here at the bottom, wait, and maybe it'd be up here at the top. I don't know. It'll be somewhere over on the side, but it'll say Road to Worlds. And then over here where the smiling Millennium Puzzle is, there will be a bunch of missions that you can go do. And if you do the missions, you make the Millennium Puzzle very happy, which is why mine is very happy, because I've already done all of them. And you receive a grand total of 3,500 gems. Plus, don't forget, if you haven't been here since the last time we covered this topic, they have added more missions. A second wave of missions that gave us an undisclosed amount of gems because I wasn't paying attention, and now I can't see what I redeemed in the game. But that is totally fine because I think it was like 100 or 200 extra gems. So somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,500 to 3,700 to maybe even 4,000 gems for free just for playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. And that's a lot of gems. Every pack in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel is 100 gems. So let's do some quick math, chat. If one pack in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel costs 100 gems, and the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2023 Road to Worlds event gives you 3,500 approximate gems just for participating, how many Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel packs can you acquire thanks to this event? Wow, you guys are very quick with the correct answer. Oh, okay. Now we're getting the wrong answers. 20, 41, at least 3. I think at least 3 technically qualifies as correct. 10,000 packs. That sounds a little bit of a high guess. That sounds like a little bit like a bit of an overshoot. I think we want to dial it back from 10,000 packs. Negative 24. I don't think you can lose packs. I don't think they can take them away from you. Every time you just open negative packs and they just take cards out of your account. Literal Robin Goblin comes in and just robs your account and just runs away just with all of your Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and you're like, oh well, how am I supposed to compete in this now? So great, perfect. Yes, the answer, chat, is 35. Very good. And everybody who didn't say 35, which I think is like everyone but one person, please get banned because you have now failed the course. Congratulations. We have a lot of failures in this course. I think that speaks more about you as students than me as a teacher. So let me qualifier the highest point in the community regional winner participated in a regional qualifier. Master Duel. Open the Konami thingy. I think that's everything. I think I have hit on all of the major points of everything that we need to know. But very important. I've come up with an idea. I'm going off script, and that is typically a very dangerous and bad idea. So I'm gonna do it anyway. YOLO. Here we go. Here's what I'm going to do. Since there is a test, Konami actually has a test. I have not taken the test personally, but here's what I'm gonna do. We are going to take the test together as a Twitch chat in order to prove that we know what we are talking about. That we have learned everything that there is to learn about the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship qualifying. So, give me one moment while I set this up. Okay, very good. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, perfect. I'm sure that this will go immaculately. Also, I need to make one more adjustment. Never mind. That adjustment was a bad idea. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna take the test together, chat, and if everything falls apart, 07. Okay, here we go. We're here on the official Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Road to Worlds Proficiency Test. Let's take this together. All right, and I think it is being live translated from Japanese. So, let's take the test. Actually, hold on. I think I saw something. Notes. Customers are responsible for communication costs related to participating in the event. This test is subject to change, suspension, or cancellation without notice. Sure. That's about the test. All right. Which of the following is true for each phase? Oh, is this just a rules test? Like, about Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh, I thought this was specifically about the Road to Worlds. Maybe this... Hold on. All right, chat. Let's find out. Which of the following is true for each phase? The first player cannot conduct a standby phase on the first turn. First player cannot conduct a draw phase on each turn. First player cannot conduct battle phase on each turn. First player cannot perform main phase 1 on each turn. What are we thinking, chat? What are we thinking? C? No. We're thinking that we cannot perform the main phase on turn 1. Oh, of course. We cannot have a standby phase. So let's... Oh, this is almost like a trick question. First player cannot conduct the battle phase on the first turn. The first player cannot conduct a draw phase on the first turn. I'm going to say battle phase. Battle phase cannot be conducted on turn 1. I believe you can conduct a draw phase. You just do not draw a card for turn. Question 2. Which of the following is true of the extra deck? Combined with the main deck, always build 60 cards. What? No. We can construct the extra deck with 0 to 15 cards. That sounds correct. When using Pendulum Monster, build an extra deck with 14 or less cards. No. That is a suggestion. Always build with exactly 15 cards. Okay. True. Factual, but also opinionated. So, no. Alright, let's see. When special summoning from the... Are these all just... Are there any questions about the Road to Worlds event at all? How many questions are there? Okay, we're abandoning this. I thought there would be more questions. I thought there would be more questions regarding the event. There are not. So I'm going to abandon this. Congratulations, chat. We clicked 2 buttons. We passed. So, fantastic. All right. Since I have skipped over that impromptu segment, we can now move on to the rest of the script. We're returning to the script. So, here's what we're gonna do. Let us discuss decks that you should maybe possibly play in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel game for this event, if you want to do well. So, as we all know, Tearlament is a pretty good deck. Like, pretty okay. I would say it's at least, if I were to rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd say it's at least a 5. What is happening? Why am I zooming in? What did you guys do? I see. Okay. Hold on. Stop with the redeems. Tempest was supposed to turn all of those off. Stop that before you get us in trouble. All right, well, those are supposed to all be off. Well, thanks, guys. Anyway. Yeah, 07 to Tempest. Tempest is getting fired. 07, we're all getting fired. Oopsie, we're all fired now. What did anything play? Nothing. I didn't hear anything play on my end. Did it only affect the camera? Okay, cool. As long as it only affected the camera. All right, perfect. Our jobs have been saved. Job security confirmed. All right, perfect. Anyway, let's talk about decks now that job security has been ruined. Okay, perfect. They're never asking us to do this again, are they? All right. Well, anyway, let's talk about Tearlament. Tearlament. This is your guys' favorite segment from the last time we did this. It went so well the first time. It went almost too well the first time. I'm going to draw the pyramid. The Sharpie is starting to die. All right. Tearlament. So here we have the pyramid. I don't mind the fact that I wrote Tearlament up here and I drew the pyramid down here. Here, I will easily correct this. So I'm gonna call this tier 1. Tier 1 is Tearlament, which is your, you know, because they're like they're little mermaid dudes. Okay. Here we go. Perfect. Tearlament on the tier 1 is that is what I would highly recommend as like the best deck. That is probably your best bet if you want to do well. I think that has been proven time and time again, not only in Master Duel but in the TCG and the OCG, that is more or less definitively the best deck of this era of Yu-Gi-Oh. But let's talk about our other options. Our tier 2s are not Tearlament tier. Decks that we are going to play if you don't want to play Tearlament. And as a reminder, these are all my opinions, my opinionings of what you should probably maybe play. So tier 2, if you are not playing your Tearlaments, I believe this is your birds tier, your Floowandereeze. So as a reminder, we have our Tearlaments. They're the little mermaid friends. They're up here in the top of the pyramid. And then and you know, they go like, you know, that's tier 1. You got your, but up down here in tier 2, you've got your you got your Floowandereeze. They're very, very good. And you know why? It's because they can play the Shifty Boy. Much like how the paper can shift dimensions by me just putting it in front of the camera or the lighting. Much like that, the Floowandereeze have the ability to shift dimensions with the powerful card Shifter of Dimensionings, aka Dimension Shifter. So that's your tier 2. But included in this tier 2, I will mention other decks that can occasionally shift the dimensions. You have your sprites, spelled with a GHT. You got your sprites, and those are your you got your little zappy doodahs. You got your zappy boys. Those are your sprites. I think I drew that lightning bolt backwards. How do you normally draw lightning bolts? I don't know. Who cares? We got the sprites. They can also shift dimensions, and they can do cool stuff with Mannequin Cat and is it End of Anubis, or what's the Anubis guy? Is it End of Anubis? Is that the name of the card? I don't know. It locks you out of the graveyard. You can summon it off Mannequin Cat. And then you also sometimes have your Exo Sisters, or as I like to call them, Exo Friends, because they're very friendly with each other. They can also shift dimensions. So those, I would say, are probably your best bets in terms of decks that you can play in tier 2. Those are decks that I would consider that are not Tearlament. You have your caw, you have your and then you have your I don't know a good sound to make for love. Just imagine one. But then there's still other decks that you can play. There's another tier. There's another bird deck, actually. So you can move down, and I'll get the name right this time, because last time I mistakenly called it Raid Raptors until I was corrected. It's actually Black Wings. You got your tier 3. You got your funny bird deck number 2. You got your caw again as Black Wings. Black Wings, they go in tier 3. So why am I recommending Black Wings? Black Wings for a long time has not been considered a very good deck. It has been considered a very funny deck, but not a very good one. Well, they recently got new support, which we can find in-game. Allow me to show you where you can find it in-game. If you go here to this cool little place called the shop, where you can spend the gems that you earn from this event, you can go over here to Structure Deck. And you can see there's the new Black Wings Pride Structure Deck. And what comes in this Structure Deck? Well, it's Black Winged Assault Dragon. Why is this card good? If you are familiar with the branded Despia strategy, you might recognize this card as being very similar to another card. Because it says inflictioning 700 damaging to your opponent. It burns you every time that your opponent uses a monster effect. What decks in this format, quick, this is part of your quiz. What decks in this format use a lot of monster effects and do not like to take burn damage? Quick. Runic. No, Runic is not. Runic, the Eldritch and Runic do not use lots of monster effects. Fluonderies is a pretty good guess, because that does use a lot of monster effect. Sky Striker does use some monster effects, but it is mostly spell cards. I feel like you guys are not giving it your best in this course. I feel like you are trying to fail the class and make me look bad as a teacher. Labyrinth. No, not Labyrinth and Dynamorphia. No, not these decks. Inspector Border Stun is sure, of course. Inspector Border Stun. No, Terulement. The answer is Terulement, which, if you remember from the paper, the Terulement is your tier up here. The fish deck. The fish deck uses lots of monster effects. So if this deck hurts this deck, that means it's good. Sometimes it can win, allegedly. So, why have I included the second on the list? Because sometimes it beats this deck. Because sometimes you just summon 3 Blackwing Assault Winged Dragon and you burn them for lots of damage every time they use a monster effect, and it costs them 4,200 life points to summon Kit Kalos, and then suddenly they realize that they have no way to beat your board because they can't do anything because they're out of life points. And I lost to this at a regional in IRL play, and I'm still very sad about it. So this deck, potentially very powerful. Very powerful. Maybe don't play it the entire way, because you do kind of have to go first a lot, but definitely powerful. Now, we are moving into our less good, but you can maybe get a win with it tier. So I'm going to call that tier 4, which, funnily enough, is having us return to our tier. And that is the Funny Space Fish. You see, it's a fish. And that is Goaty, or Gotti, or allegedly it's just pronounced fish. So you're back here, and you're maybe you can win with it sometimes, kind of tier. Is Goaty a deck I consider very, very good? No. Is it a deck that I think can maybe sometimes kind of possibly win? Yes. Because why? Well, I'll tell you. It can do this. It can do this, chat. Oh, wait, hold on. I have to hold it like this. I didn't realize. Look at that. It can make the office disappear. It shifts dimensions because their deck focuses very heavily. That deck focuses very, very heavily on the banished zone. And guess what does not like being banished? Terulement. So, naturally, we connect the dots. If they like being banished, Terulement doesn't like being banished. We can play cards like Dimension Fissure, or Macrocosmos, or Dimension Shifting. And then they just, you beat the tier sometimes. So sometimes you can win with it. Not the worst call. And other fun fact, not many people know what that deck does. Something to keep in mind. I'm going to draw on myself if I keep doing that. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to draw on myself. And then, because there's still space on this pyramid that I didn't account for, I made it a little bit too big. I'm going to include a special 5th tier that we didn't talk about before, which is your, please, dear God, do not play these decks. I really, really want you to do well And I really do not recommend these decks. What would I put in this tier? Other. Other. I'm gonna call everything else other tier. Other tier. So if it's not on here, it's in other tier. Unless it's Dragon Link, then please play Dragon Link because I'll love you forever. Dragon Link, also very fun. Very fun, good deck. Theoretically could be very good into Tournament. However, in my experience with that deck as local Dragon Link expert, you are usually best off before they know that you're playing Dragon Link, and you just pray that they don't find out that you're playing dragons, and you draw 3 DD Crows. Maybe don't play dragon, but also if you do play dragon, I'll love you forever. So that is our tier list. That is our tier list of decks to maybe play and maybe seriously, very, very strongly encourage you to play, and other decks that you have the options of playing, and down here is just, please God, no. So I hope you enjoy that tier list. Now, since we've spent a lot of time discussing these decks, allow me to enlighten you as to decks how you might be able to construct some of these decks, because I'm sure that is the next question, is how do we bully them? Also, not bully them, how do we build them? I glanced over at chat and saw that I was being tagged about VTuber drama, so thank you for corrupting my vocabulary once again. I love my Twitch chat. Anyway, here is a recommendation for a Tournament deck list that we have been testing on stream quite a bit in this event, and it has done very, 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 very well for me. Here you go. Now, you might be wondering. You might ask yourself. Or you might ask me, because I am the streamer man, Mr. Trishula. Why are you playing the Gravekeeper Trap in exchange of the Spirit Package and the Cyber Stine in your Tournament deck? I thought you didn't think those cards were very good. Any comment? Any comment, streamer man? And I will say, yes, I have very many comment for you. This is an event, and I can't believe that we didn't go over this earlier. How do you win? How do you get to first place, actually, in this, in stage 2? This is very, very important. How do you get to stage 2, other than being first? How do you get to first? This is your opportunity to answer. Get first by being good. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. Exactly. And I'll write it on that paper. So it is a points-based system where if you win, you gain some points. And if you lose some points. And you want to be winning more than you are losing, so that you gain lots and lots and lots of points. But you want to do that kind of fast, because this stage 2 only goes on for like 3 days. So you want to do that pretty quickly to win faster and better than the other players. So here we go. I'm going to write very, very clear notes. Win equals point go up. Lose equal point go down. Point big equals good. All right, and I will go to full screen for you guys. All right, please memorize this. Win equal point go up. Lose equal point go down. Point up mean good. And now I will pose to you guys a riddling. If points go down, what then does that equal? You didn't know there'd be math on this test, but there is. If point down, what does that mean? Also good. No, not also good. This is not like golf. No. Big point good, small point bad. Perfect. Ohm Slice got it. Ohm Slice gets extra credit. Perfect. Exactly. Point down is what, chat? It's bad. Bad. No good. You want point up, not point down. Very important. Very important. So, how do we get the point up fast enough so that we get point up more than our opponents get point up? Well, we play cards like these. So, Gravekeeper Trap, Exchange of the Spirit. Why is this package good? Well, in an event like this, you need to win more. What do we describe these cards as typically? Win more. It's all coming together now, right, chat? You want to win more. So, because you want to win more, we are going to play the win more cards. Because if you activate Gravekeeper Trap and you have this card in your graveyard, guess what? Your opponent cannot activate the effects of cards in the graveyard. And if you're playing against a lot of other Tearlament opponents, they want to activate cards in the graveyard. So, this is pretty good. So, even if these cards don't do much for you, you know, say every 10 games or so, 1 out of those 10 games, you might just might end in like 30 seconds because you just show them the trap card and they say, uh-oh, I lose. And they'll just concede and move on with their day, which means that you get to move on with your day and move on to your next victory because you are the most talented and smartest Yu-Gi-Oh player of all time. Same thing with Cyberstine. You are allowed to sacrifice 5,000 of your own life points in order to summon powerful monsters such as Naturia Exterio, which just say spell trap cards go bye-bye. No more spell traps. So that means no more losing to evenly matched. I know that happens all the time. No more losing to evenly matched. Fluandereeze can no longer activate Pot of Prosperity, banish 6 cards into Pot of Duality to find another 3 cards to find their like 2 of copy of evenly matched that was 10 cards buried deep into their deck and then play it against you and then you lose your whole board and then they start summoning an evil penguin and then you lose. That doesn't happen anymore. Instead, you summon the big dog tiger. What is this even supposed to be? I don't know what this is meant to be, but like you summon the big Exterio thing and you say no and they just concede immediately and it's fantastic. So play the card. Also, it's pretty good at replacing instant fusion and giving you Kit Close for free. So that's another good reason to play it. Also, you can summon it back off of your Sprite Elf, which makes this card pretty consistent. Pretty powerful. But this is not the only deck that exists in the game. We also discussed Fluandereeze. And if I was smart, which I am not frequently capable of being, I would have prepared a deck list for it. However, I didn't do that. So give me one moment to once again find my deck list. Scuffed, yeah. Classic Scuff. Shoutouts Konami, we love you very, very much. Thank you for encouraging this Scuffed Yu-Gi-Oh content. Where am I? Okay. I have found my Fluandereeze deck list, which I have shared with a player who some of you may know, a Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh Duelist Man named after everyone's favorite American territory, Mr. Dakota. Okay, here is a Fluandereeze deck. This was the Fluandereeze deck that I played, which you guys might have seen me play on stream a few weeks ago. So let's talk Fluandereeze for a minute, chat. Also, I'm going to move this down a little bit so that my arm is not behind it. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So, what do we have going on here? Well, as you can see, we like to shift dimensions. So we have our dimension shifters, and we have our dimensional fissures as well. So these cards, if you draw them, they kind of beat Tearlament. They just don't get to, you know, put stuff in the graveyard, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Shuts them down. But this deck is also sometimes kind of inconsistent. So we play 5 pots. We play 2 duality, 1 prosperity, and I was playing 2 extravagance because I wanted to fit in a second copy of DD Crow. Now, why do I want to put in 2 DD Crow? Well, not only is DD Crow a very good hand trap in this format, it is also searchable by the Robina. So you get to do very, very fun things, like you get to summon Robina on your opponent's turn and search that DD Crow and use the DD Crow to disrupt their plays and prevent them from fusion summoning on you and potentially beating your board. So very, very good. Also, good thing to note about this deck. This deck is not very UR intensive. It is not very expensive deck. So if you maybe don't have all of the cards for Tearlament, maybe your pack pulls didn't go so well pulling out of the new selection pack, this is something to consider. Because I believe the only in archetype UR is the Advent, the quick play spell. Let me double check that. We're gonna fact check myself real quick. I have reached the maximum number of decks. Perfect. Yeah, no, Empin is an SR, but chat is also letting me know that Snowl is also a UR. However, I would not recommend that you play Snowl. So with that in mind, you can build this more or less exact deck list for pretty minimal URs. It's mostly just staples, stuff that you guys probably already have. But if you also look at the extra deck as well, you can see that my extra deck is a little bit loosey-goosey. I think the best parts about this extra deck is that it's flexible. I think if I were to recommend that you play any cards in the extra deck, it is that you play the all of the Xyz monsters that are on screen. You can play however many of the Lyrilusk or the, I think it's Kaganari Fucho, as well as the Downerd and Zeus. Because that is very simple. All of your birds are level 1, so you can overlay at least 2 of them to make a card that is very good at going into Zeus, and then you can clear the board if you are so forced to. But everything else is pretty much flexible. The only other one that's super important is, I believe, the Code Breaker, because it attacks over Baguska, and also Samorg is sometimes kind of fun to use because you can summon Apex Avion out from your deck, and sometimes that's useful. But for the most part, the extra deck, pretty much irrelevant. It's mostly just there to banish off a Pot of Prosperity and Extravagance. So, something to consider. Something to consider once again. Also, I believe that we did just get a big raid. So, welcome raiders. We are currently doing a Konami-sponsored segment as your guide to the Road to Worlds event in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So welcome in. Thank you, Tempest, for giving them a big shout out. But also welcome in. If you have any questions regarding the Worlds event in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, we are covering those right now. So I'm gonna go through, and I think we've covered all of the talking points again. If we didn't cover them before, we covered them the first time, so definitely go check out the previous VOD as well, the previous highlight. I've highlighted that segment. It is on the channel if you're interested in that. I will also be highlighting this segment as well, so that both of these comprehensive guides will be on the channel that you can go watch at a later date or time. You can also, if you are curious, if I have not answered your questions, you can type exclamation WCS or exclamation info in chat in order to be linked to Konami's own informational resources about this event. So, not covered here, covered there probably. And if it's not covered there, So, mentioned that console players need to have cross-platform on. I believe cross-platform needs to be off, right? Or no, on. Yes, on. I'm thinking of our loyal DC Cup champion from Twitch chat. So, At this time, I will be taking several questions. I will take several questions from you guys before we do anything else, because I think we are once again approximately at the end of the sponsored segment. But like last time, because I talk way too much, I am going to take the opportunity to play a few games in the event so that you can see me showcase the Trollman strategy. And then we'll call it, and then we will resume with our regularly scheduled chat. Where was Exo Sister on my pyramid? All right, chat, this is a good quiz question. Quiz question of the day. Where was Exo Friends on the pyramid? Will my 10 Xboxes help me win more? Maybe. Tier 3. No. Okay. All right, I see it in chat. Doggy the baby. Thank you, Doggy the baby. You have answered correctly at tier 2. Tier 2. So allow us to review the pyramid once again, because this is an important pyramid. This will be on the final exam. So tier 1, we have our Tyrrelments. They're the mermaids. They go, you know, because they can't really talk underwater. It's kind of hard for them. But then in tier 2, you have our Fluanderies tier. You have your sprites, your tier. And then you have your Exo Friends, also in tier 2, who I don't know a good noise to make for love, so other than Konami. So just say Konami when you need to think about Exo Sisters, because that is what love is. And as you see in our background, we have our I Heart Konami poster, because the corporate office felt a little bit bland. Where is Dark Magician? All right. I want you to examine the chart. I think Dark Magician falls into tier 5, which is the Dear God, please, I am begging you not to play this deck tier, also known as Other. So reminder, as we move down the tier, it goes from to caca to caca to, because that's the space fish, and Blackwing is tier 3, and then Other is prayer. This is prayer tier. What tier is dinos, and what do they sound like? Dinosaurs sound like rawr, and they are also in the prayer tier. Cloudians tier, they're also aqua. While that is an interesting synergy with Tyrrelment, I believe that is in the, I will make a separate tier for that. I will make the sky tier. They're up here. Cloudians. This is your Cloudians tier. They're a cloud just floating off in the corner of the screen. Please do not interact with the Cloudian players. They are playing a different game. What does Pearly sound like? I don't think those are in the game. However, I think the sound may or may not be in the name. I'll get back to you on that. Where are Amazons, and what do you think the Amazons sound like? Once again, I believe that is in the prayer tier, and I believe since they are humanoids, they are saying, oh God, why? Help us, please. Please, the meta decks are much more powerful than us. Help. A Udemy. Assistance needed in the Amazon tier. All right, chat. Now, remember. All right, here's another good quiz for you. What part of this? No, okay. Okay, so if win equals point up and lose equals point down, then, hold on. I'm showing you the answers. Please do not cheat on the test. What then does point up equal? What does lots of points go up equal then? That's right, chat. It equals good. Now, what about point down? If point up equals good, then what does point down equal? Down equals also good. No, it still does not equal also good. It equals bad. If you want to be able to compete in the event without having to stay up for 62 hours straight, then that is fine. Because as we recall, allow us to review page 1 of our notes. Page 1 of notes. Not only do you get rewards just for playing in the event at all, you get about 3,500 gems, which you can use for about 3,500 packs. No, not 3,500 packs. That's a lot of packs. 35 packs. No 100 involved, just 35 packs. You get those packs. Also, as long as you participate in the second stage qualifiers, the regional qualifiers, you can be invited by the winners of the event to go to Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship is team event. Team event. Solo play for in-game event. Worlds event. Team event. So you can be invited so long as you participate in the second stage. Something to consider. Let's see. And remember that is number one if you are in a small region, being Latin America or Asia, excluding Japan. So only one person gets invited from those regions, but 2 people get invited from all the other big regions. First and second. Okay, I think we covered all the bases. We will once again, because we love Konami, we will we will play a few games, even though I believe we are technically done with our hour of sponsor content. So now we're just going to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Which, as we learned last time, there is an in-game method of censoring names. Can we say bad words yet? No. I mean, technically, yes, but no, because I haven't ended the no bad word segment. Is this a Konami sponsored stream? Yes. Okay, so chat, we have opened what I would deem as suboptimally. So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to do a very fun little game called Bagooska Pass. Did you check DMs? Yes, I saw DMs. Tempest. I have acknowledged this several times. We have gone for Plan B. Now, pop quiz, chat. What does the B in Plan B stand for? When things go wrong, what is Plan B? How do I open better? By getting good. No, it does not stand for former United States President Barack Obama. Neither does it stand for Big Mama. Bagooska Pass equals tier 0. Yes, Bagooska Pass equals tier 0 is close enough. I will accept that as an answer. Seems you have won the minigame. Yes, winning the minigame is a very important part of success in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel as well. Would you look at that? See, the consistency is in the maximum C. That's why it's called maximum C. Is because it stands for maximum consistency. Can you drop levels after reaching Duelist level 20? No, you cannot. So that's a good question. Once you hit Duelist level 20, you cannot drop from that level. Also, another good thing to mention is that once stage 2 begins, you have not yet qualified for stage 2, you can still qualify for stage 2. Stage 1 does not close until the entire event closes. So, if you haven't qualified by May 25th for Stage 2 qualifiers when they begin, do not fear, you can still qualify. Technically, are we a gatekeeper to those reaching level 20? I don't know. I thought the answer was yes. However, Twitch chat has informed me several times that I am wrong. And that you just only play against other people that are duelist level 20. I don't know. But I am starting to think Twitch chat might be right because I have not noticed, at least, anyone from like any of my opponents have not had the rank down game on their thing or their rank up game. It has all just been like normal opponents, so nobody is ranked up or down that we've played against, so I don't think we're gatekeeping anybody actually. Also, remember, chat, to always drink from your nondescript water. It is very important to your health. So here, chat, you can observe our dueling prowess, which you can also have in the event. Our duelist prowess of attack with Merle and Keldo and then pass. But we will also set up the very powerful strategy of using Sprite Elf. Very good card to include in your Tearlament strategy, Sprite Elf, because Merle is a level 2 monster. Banned Elf sponsored stream. Ah, yes, but in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, the card is not banned. So, if you miss Sprite Elf, if you are coming over from the TCG and you have a fondness for Sprite Elf and you miss your Sprite Elf very, very much, they took it away from you. You can have it back in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Ah, okay, chat. Now we are able to effectively demonstrate the power of our GK Trap Exchange of the Spirit strategy. Our opponent is activating not only Rhino Hearte, but also Tearlament Screame, which means we are allowed to chain our Gravekeeper's Trap, discarding the Exchange of the Spirit, and now, when this chain resolves, all of the cards that they're sending to the graveyard will not be able to activate. So you see here, they milled Scream, Kelbeck, as well as whatever they're sending off of this Rhino Heart. They sent Merle. And now, nothing happened. I'm going to be able to now use my Sprite Elf to target my Merle, and now I'm going to be able to play. And they won't. And they're just concede. Would you look at that? Look at how fast that game was compared to how slow it could have been otherwise. We have now advanced another game. And it's already been like, what, 10 minutes? If we kept on this pace, we would be a world champion in no time, chat. This is what I'm talking about when I say consider playing the win more cards if you want to win more in an event that requires that you win more than your opponents. Is there any reason to play in the event after reaching level 20? Yes. Yes, there is. Because you can still earn lots of gems from completing the missions. And I know from personal experience that I was not finished with all of the missions. I had not earned all 3,500 gems that I could get by the time I reached Duelist level 20. Can I put my Dark Magician in my tier deck? You can always put any card in your Yu-Gi-Oh collection into any of your Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game decks. Whether or not I would advise you to do that is a different story. I cannot put Dragoon. Why is that? Because Dragoon, I believe, is currently not legal in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So we should put D-Shifter in Tournament Noted. No, hold on. Hold on. I didn't say that. I said that you could do it, not that you should do it. You can't put banned cards. Well, theoretically, you aren't trying to put banned cards in your deck because they're banned. You could put them in your deck, technically, but you just can't play with them because they are forbidden. Which is why they're forbidden. What deck should I play if I actually win Worlds? They'll make videos about me being the only person ever to win with it. Well, if you want to be unique, maybe you could consider not doing that for this event. But if you wanted to make that your goal, you could try playing the Blackwing strategy. I don't think Blackwing has won Worlds. It might have a really long time ago. Maybe. Maybe you could play the Fish deck, the Goaty deck, because that is a relatively new deck. I'm pretty sure nobody's ever won with that, considering it's new. So they are going to be getting their crime here. I'm going to set my own crime. And I'm going to set a GK trap. Why can't I summon my Blue Eyes White Dragon like they did in the anime? Can you tell Konami the game is bugged? Well, if you watched the anime, you would know. You would know. If you were a true Yu-Gi-Oh fan, you would know that after the first season, they implemented the Tribute Summon rule, which has been used in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game ever since, and before then. So you can summon Blue Eyes White Dragon the same way they did in the anime, just not in season 1. And would you look at that? Perfect. Perfect. I am the greatest duelist of all time. Would you look at that? How would you tech Flu for the mirror match? For the Fluanderies mirror match? I think in the Fluanderies mirror match, playing a second copy of Ryza is typically one way that you can go about it. Because you can use the Ryza to loop itself as well as your other Ryza and whatnot forever, and you just out-resource them because they can't do the Ryza loops. So here, chat, here's a Yu-Gi-Oh tip that I'm going to leave you guys with, because I think this might be like one of the last games that we play before we end the Konami sponsor segment, before we say bye-bye to Konami. But as you can see here, I impermed his Rhino Heart and he ended turn. Well, that's rude. But anyway, he ended turn. And here's the thing. You can kind of assume that that's going to happen if they normal summon the Rhino Heart. Because as a Tearlament player, you don't really want to normal summon the Rhino Heart. You would much prefer to activate its effect in the graveyard and summon it that way. So, with that in mind, if you see your opponent play the very first card in their hand as normal summon Rhino Heart, and you have the imperm, you can usually imperm it pretty safely. Don't people normal summon to play around Maxi? Not always, no. I don't think that's always the correct play. I believe that it's usually better to just test for the Maxi and use the effect of Tearlament Sharon and just use her to test. New haircut? Yes, we did get a new haircut because we are very business professional today. So with that said, I'm going to return to the office. So as you saw, that was a very powerful display of our Tearlament strategy. I think we were completely undefeated that time. So that was like 5 easy wins in like 20 minutes. Pretty good. So with that, chat, I think we're going to be quickly transitioning away from the Konami sponsored segment. So everybody say thank you to Konami for once again inviting me to be your guide to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Road to Worlds event. So everybody say thank you, Konami. We love you oh so very much. We love you so much, Konami. At this time, I will be taking just a few more questions about the event. Also, remember, chat, and I'm going to leave these commands on for the rest of the stream. But you can always type !info or !WCS in order to find out more info that was not covered in the stream. Also, if you missed the stream, if you're just joining us and you missed the earlier parts of the stream, I will be posting this highlighted segment on the stream as well. And already there is the previous highlighted segment from the first time that we were your guide to the Road to Worlds event. So, any more questions? Do we have any more questions about this event, about how you can qualify for the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship before we transition into our regular content for the day? Can you do the sound again? Sure. Should I play 3 Exchange of the Spirit? No, probably not. You can. I would not recommend it though. Can we have free packs? Technically, yes, you can have free packs. As long as you play in the event and you complete all the missions, you get about 3,500 gems, which you can use to redeem 35 packs without having to spend money. That's basically free packs. 35 of them. Pretty good. Can you do a yippee? No. But if more equals good, then more card mean more good. Yes. Wait, maybe. I don't know. If you... please, serious questions only. If you are in the regions that have first and second place, you place first and you have second place be on your team, or do they need to agree to it? You can, I believe, invite anybody that you want. But I don't think so. That's actually a good question. I don't know. I don't think you would be able to be on the same team. Maybe you could, and maybe they would just take the third place player. I don't know how that would work. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure if Konami thought about that. Maybe they did. I don't know. I don't know what their policy is. But I was not briefed on that. Is Konami the best company ever? Of course. That's why we have the poster here that says I heart Konami. How would you rank Sword Soul and Branded? I personally maybe would put that either in the GOATY tier, which is right here, your tier number 2, that's your second tier, or in your Dear God, Please Don't Play That tier. However, one thing to note is that Sword Soul can kind of do okay sometimes if you turbo out Arch Nemesis Protoss. So maybe Sword Soul is like somewhere between GOATY tier and number 2 Blackwing tier. So maybe Sword Soul somewhere in here. Despia I think is down here. But if you put Tearlament cards in your Despia deck, it is like somewhere down here, maybe. But that at that point, just play Tearlament. The Churia Runic, it's playable. I don't think I would recommend it. I don't think the Runic cards are very good right now because the Shizu Shufflers are pretty good into them. How do I rate Pendulum Magician? That's a good question. I think I would put that on the same tier as Blackwing because they kind of do the same thing. You just go first, and if you play against Tearlament, you pray that they don't have the out to your board, and they just concede. Or that they just concede because your combo takes a really long time. Thoughts on Stun Labyrinth? I believe that is going to be your tier 5 category. What if I add 25 Kaijus to my deck? I think that means you're playing pure Kaiju. How would I rate Exo Sister? Exo Friends are in our second tier. They're in our Dimension Shifter good deck tier. So Exo Friend right here in our tier 2 category, which is our not Tearlament, but still probably worth playing. Do I like Evenly Matched in tier? No, not particularly. I'm not a big fan of that card in general. I think that card is a little disappointing many of the times. How do I rate Cubics? Is there might be, okay, hold on. Cubics I will put in its own tier. Hold on. Okay. I will put Cubics down here in the I exist tier. So you have your Tyramid up here, and then Cubic is down here in the basement, reminding you that it exists. Did he rate Ultra Athletes? I did not rate Ultra Athletes, but that I believe is maybe somewhere below Cubic. Does Defense OTK go there too? Yes, I think these decks are all in our tier 5. Please don't play them. Prayer tier. Any cringe tier for stun decks? Stun decks would probably fall. Actually, I forgot to mention them, but they would probably be in the lower half of your tier 2 or in your upper half of tier 3. Because as we recall, stun decks can do this. They can shift the dimension. They can, break the fabric of reality. Where is the like trigger point for it? Where does it decide that it wants to like make everything disappear? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so stun decks can do that too. So just off of that alone, they're pretty okay. La Jin Beatdown is not tiered. No, La Jin, the Mystic Genie of the Lamp Beatdown, has not been tiered since 2002. Why can't I quit this game? Because it is very fun. All right, I think that's enough. I think that's enough questions for now. Are there any last, final, super serious questions? Where do I rate Rika? Tier 5. That is your all-encompassing. If it's not one of the decks elsewhere on the tier, just put it down here in the please don't play it tier. Am I getting paid in gems? No. Why do you call it? All right. I am just calling the sponsored segment here. Why do they? So for legal purposes, don't consider this part of the thing anymore. Why do they call it of in when you of in the cold food and of out hot eat the food? Ugh. Okay. We're done. Tempest, are you in chat? Are you in chat, Tempest? Everybody say bye-bye Konami. Everybody say bye-bye Konami. We love you. Mwah, also very much. Mwah, 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 mwah. Okay, I'm going... Cool, perfect. I am taking off the branded content tag. Can you please update the stream title, info, etc.? Thank you, Tempest. Mwah. Everybody say thank you, Tempest. We are now returning to our originally scheduled subathon. While Tempest fixes the stream and returns us to the regularly scheduled subathon, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Why are you banning everybody? Wait, why are we banning everyone? Hold on, why are we banning everybody? Also, can I stop playing the funny music? They said no? Oh, okay. Okie dokie. BRB.